So, we talked a little bit about nutrition and physical activity. So, let's talk a little bit about, um, you know, so what do we do to make this happen? So, how many people right now, just by show of hands, are really pleased with their wellness practice? Great. I feel like that is more often what is happening to people out there. So, one of the first things we need to recognize is there is no one size fits all approach. There's no magic bullet, magic pill. It's really, we are unique and dynamic individuals, which means we have to develop a unique and dynamic wellness practice. And this is where the fun comes in. You get to experiment and play and figure out what works best for you. And that could change from day to day, week to week, season to season, year to year. You get to constantly try on what fits and try out different things that will cultivate your best self. So, the first step I would say is going back to what we talked about at the beginning of this session is to get crystal clear about your priorities in life. And if wellness is a top priority for you, you need to break that down a little bit further and understand, what does that look like? Does it mean really stepping up your game when it comes to nutrition? Does it mean increasing your physical activity? Is it both? Um, and then what does your calendar look like to support those priorities? How have you been spending your time? How does it line up with what's important to you? Are you, as a person on your calendar, have you calendarized your self care, whether it's meditation, time to cook, or just take a break and eat a meal not at your desk? Um, get physical activity on a regular basis. And then what's on there that's not helping you get closer to your priorities? And granted, I don't think many of us are scheduling time to binge watch Netflix, but how do you make sure that instead of binge watching Netflix, that you're making different choices that help move you in the direction of where you want to be? So this is also don't overhaul everything at once. It's much like many aspects of our life, it's about decision making in the moment. So, supporting your self care and your wellness allows you to be grounded. And when you're grounded, you can make great decisions about what you want to do to support living your best life in each moment. So, you may be sitting there and saying, "Gosh, I'm hungry, I want a snack." And you see that there is a pint of ice cream and a bag of carrots and hummus. Great, make that decision in the moment. Your emotions might be telling you, eat the ice cream, and your best self is saying, eat the carrots and the hummus. Well, you know what? We don't want to completely deprive ourselves all the time, because that typically leads to pendulum swings. People think that um, losing weight and working out is all about willpower. It's actually about self love. So be compassionate in that moment when you want the ice cream, and realize that there's something deeper going on. Dig deeper to understand what that is. Cultivate that awareness around what are the emotions coming up that are saying, I want to eat the pint of ice cream, and acknowledge what they are. Maybe journal around them a little bit, have some of the pint of ice cream, but then realize you might not feel great afterwards. So follow it up with the carrots and the hummus. Um, it's all about making those conscious, aware decisions in each moment about what you can do to get you closer to where you want to be. The first thing you can do is start setting the foundation. Start with identifying your one non negotiable. My non negotiable is meditation. I have to meditate every day, and I have to do it in the morning because it sets me up for success. If I don't do that in the morning, I'm typically more frazzled, I'm unbalanced, I'm not grounded, and I just charge into the day. Typically, when I don't meditate, I jump straight into work, and that is not setting me up for success. So, the one thing I need to do is start with meditation every morning.